We're live, folks. We're live. It's amazing. Thank you, Tommy, for yet another game-saving IT solution. Nice work, Tommy. All right, here we go. I gotta get my act together here. Unique New York. Unique New York. Unique New York. The arsonist is not left-footed. The arsonist is not left-footed. All right, I'm ready to go. Bottom of the second inning. One strike on this leadoff hitter after Parker threw him a strike that he tried to bunt and miss. Here's the pitch. That one is upstairs for ball one. Get you caught up on the action. Pirates scored 2 in the top half of the first inning. All Out, which we're going to talk about their name here in a minute, scored 2 in the bottom half of the first inning. That pitch is hit high into left center. Henry over. Almost makes the catch. Can't quite get it. Makes a throw in. Over dashes head and press in there for the backup. So that ball got hit into left center field. Henry unable to come up with a running catch.
Can't hang a change.
That is correct. When you hang a changeup, that's what happens. So leadoff runners on second base. Nobody out. Here's the pitch. That is in there for strike one. Parker takes a look in. Here's the pitch. It's on the inside corner. It looked like a strike. No balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Runner advanced to third on that. A little bit of confusion. Here's the pitch. That's what I said. That is in there for called strike 3 on the inside corner. So Parker making quick work of the second hitter in this second inning for All Out. Here's the pitch. That's hit softly to Will. He's going to make the play at first and gets the second out of the inning. The run scores. Will maybe could have made the throw home to get the out. The tag would have had to been on. I don't know. It's tough to second guess him. So good job there. Pirates getting 2 quick outs. Parker getting a backwards K, and Will with the put out at first. 2 outs, 1 run on the board. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Oh, we're out here at Premier Texas Sports, folks. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball 1. It is a warm day out here, but in the shade, it's not too bad. Here's the pitch. That's a little bloop hit down the right field line. That's going to drop fair. It's going to be a double, maybe 3. Run around third. He's going to get thrown out. Dash with a strong throw, and he got him. Great job there by Ty hitting his cutoff man. Dash with a strong throw to third base to throw that kid out. It was no doubter. I called it actually as Ty picked up the ball that he was going to get thrown out at third. So I'd like to say I know a thing or two. Anyway, great job there by the Pirates. All Out scores 1 run on 1 hit. They don't leave anybody stranded. We head into the top of the third. Pirates 2, All Out 3. Well, folks, we're out here at Premier Sports, Texas. I think that's what it's called. I'm not really sure. It's hot. in the sun. They've got half turf, half grass fields. Stat team has corrected us. We're at Premier Baseball of Texas. If you want to come out, come on out. It'll only cost you $10 a person or $20 a car max. Pack as many people into the car as you can. Cash only. They don't accept Bitcoin. Good news though, the tariffs have not hit Premier yet, so it's still only $10 to get in. They keep everything domestic here. Pirates picked up this tournament kind of last minute. They weren't planning to play this week, but with Easter weekend being next weekend, they didn't want to have 3 weeks in a row off, so they decided to go ahead and pick up a tournament this weekend, which is good. We all love 11U baseball. We especially love Pirates 11U baseball. It'd be nice if it didn't cost you an arm and a leg to come watch 11U baseball, but that's where we're at these days. Turns out you actually have to rent the batting cages. So you got to pay, it's about $700 to get into the tournament. All the fans are paying $10 a pop, and the teams still have to rent batting cages before the game to be able to use them. So I've never seen that before, but there's a first time for everything. New pitcher for Allout. Don't know anything about this kid. Didn't get the scouting report. He's from Conroe, north side of Houston. My guess is he's 11. He's number 17, and he's about to face the top of the Pirates lineup. So Ty the hit guys do up, followed by Parker, and then I can't remember who's hitting in the 3-hole. All right, folks, here we go. Here's the pitch. Ty hits that one hard at the second baseman. He comes in, almost boots it, but doesn't. Ends up throwing Ty out for the first out of the inning. So 1 pitch, 1 out. That brings up Parker. Parker made quick work of last inning on the mound. Looking to help his cause here at the plate. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. Parker bunts that one down the third base line. That is going to be a base hit. I think Parker might have been able to get to second base before that throw was there. That's how good of a bunt that was. Nice job, Parker. That brings up Brenner. Parker gets his lead. He takes off. Here's the pitch. It's way high. Catcher drops the ball and then angrily slaps his glove. The catcher claims to be an 11-year-old. He is taller than the umpire. I'm not joking, folks. I'm looking straight at both of them. The catcher is taller than the umpire. They put something in the water in Conroe. That's outside. Throw is way over the third baseman's head. Gets out into left field. Parker going to advance on the play, and he scores. Catcher is a ginger. I think that's what makes him grow so fast. Either that or the nuclear waste that's in the water in Conroe. One of the two. He's giant, folks. I mean, he's huge. All right, so tied up at 3 now. 1 out here in the top of the third. That's upstairs for ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes to Brenner.
Your mom's talking. I don't know.
1 out. A lot of 3s. Here's the pitch. That's outside for ball 4. So Brenner gets a 4-pitch walk.
Where you stand there, Brenner?
That brings up Travis. We have a nickname for Travis now. The moms didn't pick up on it, but Travis's nickname is Rock Jock. When they went around and asked the moms what the boys wanted to be when they grew up, turns out Travis wants to be a geologist. Here's the pitch. That's in there for a strike. Brenner steals, slides in safely. I got a 10. Here's a 10. Here's the pitch. That is inside for ball one. 1-1 count to Travis, a.k.a. the Rock Jock. That's what I affectionately call geologists. I actually wish I was a geologist at times. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball two. 2-1 count here. Top of the third inning, 1 out, 3-3. Pirates with a runner on second base. Brenner's on second. He earned a 4-pitch walk. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt for ball three. Wind is kind of changing directions. Early on, it was blowing straight in from center field. Here's the pitch. Travis hits that one hard, but right back to the pitcher. That's going to be a base hit. Good job there by Travis hitting that one hard right back at the pitcher. Pitcher got a glove to it, but it kind of bounced into no man's land. Second baseman had broken up the middle on the hit. First baseman had broken to the bag, and that ball hit off the pitcher's glove and then trickled into the hole that was created by the second baseman and the first baseman. So runners on first and third here. 1 out. That brings up Luke Lunar Landers, a.k.a. the White Michael Jordan. Here's the pitch. Travis takes off. He's stealing with no throw. Didn't even have to slide.
Brandon Travis's speed.
Here's the pitch. Luke hits that one on the right side. That's going to get down for base hit. Scores at least one. Travis holds at third. Great piece of hitting there by Luke going the other way. He hit that one hard to the right side for an RBI single. Luke's 2 for 2 on the day with a double and a single. Here's the pitch. That is on the outside corner for strike one. Will the Thrill Hall is up. He's got a sweet arm sleeve and some body armor too. An arm sleeve and body armor to match the arm sleeve. I love it. Here's the pitch. That's upstairs for ball one. Here's the pitch. That is not sure if that was a ball or a strike. That was a strike. All right. So the catcher didn't catch it. Still called a strike. 1-2 count here to Will. One-two count. Here's the pitch. Will pops that one foul and out of play. Chance for a rebound. Third baseman. Third baseman could have made the rebound on that one. He does not. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. Will foul. Pops that one. Looked like it was going to be foul, but no, he pops it up to the pitcher for the second out of the inning. That brings up KP Kelby Pittman. Kelby standing at the front of the box. Here's the pitch. That's outside for ball one. Kelby's using Henry's bat, too. Boys had practice last night. They all hit the ball pretty well. I threw a lot of curveballs. Didn't strike anybody out.
A lot of chatter about the curveballs.
Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt. Back to the screen. Travis is not going. So we got ourselves a good old-fashioned rundown, maybe. Nope, we don't. So I'm not even going to talk about what just happened, folks. Lots of frustration on the baseball field right now. So anyway, Pirates score 2 runs on 2 hits. They leave 2 men, well, 1 man stranded. We head into the bottom of the 3rd. Pirates 4. All out 3.
He wasn't looking. I don't think there's ever a time you look at anything other than the ball unless you're picking up your heavy stuff.
Well, thanks for joining us today, folks, on this beautiful Saturday afternoon.
That's the next level.
Actually, we're going to take a break. I'm going to go grab a drink from the concession stand. I'll be back.
If they could have done it just one time, I think he would have got in. I think he realized, well,
Babe,
I'm going to see what's
Get her something too. What do you want? A Diet Coke, please. A Coke Zero would be my first preference, and then Diet Coke. Is this on? Hello, Pirates families. I know you guys missed me from the last broadcast. Hey, wait. Did you even tell him what you wanted? Yeah. Okay. Did you like that I said he did a belly slide? Did you? Was I okay? I mean, belly slide. I was dying. They missed you. I know y'all missed me. So Andrew's running to the concession stand to get some drinks, and I'm going to keep you updated on what's happening. Keep you abreast on what's happening. Okay, so we have number 3 for the team All Out stepping into the box. We've got Parker on the mound. We have Travis at first, Dash at third, Brenner in short. Oh, Parker comes set. Ball 1. I can't tell who. Is that Clint at second? Oh, Clint at second. Will in right field. Henry in center. And Kelby in left. And we have Luke behind the plate. I said it. I said Dash on third. Okay, ball 2. We have 2 balls, no strikes. Parker comes set. Foul ball. Okay, the batter is stepping into. Yes, this batter's last name is Van Lagenham. He's in the box. Parker comes set. Oh, and he line drives that straight up the middle. And we got all the way to the center fielder. A little bit of a trouble grabbing that one. It was kind of bouncing on this grass field. Our boys are not used to the grass field. It causes the ball to bounce all different directions, which they're not used to playing on turf. So, it can have a crazy spin. Okay, we have a lefty versus a lefty. Parker comes set. Parker does his beautiful throw to first. Okay, here's Andrew.
that wasn't as good move, folks. That was not as good move, just to clarify. There's Parker's decent move. He throws it to the screen. Runner's going to advance.
This guy's play. Here we go.
Here's the pitch. It's inside for ball 1. Runner on second gets his lead. Here's the pitch. That is swung on for strike 1. 1-1 count here. Parker comes set. Here's the pitch. That is in there.
Great spot, DC.
That was a strike, folks, if I've ever seen one. 2-1 count. Should be 1-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Should have been strike 3.
There you go.
And Luke threw him out. Great tag there by Dash. Runner came off the base.
Good stuff, Dash.
Dash held the tag on the runner. He came off the base, and he is out. And the all-out coaches are all out of the dugout. Not happy about it. A little confusion. So the umpire is not happy with these all-out coaches. So let's talk about their name, all-out. It's one word on their jerseys. Turns out, all-out is actually 2 words. That is not, it's a made-up word in English, all-out. So
I think it's 1-2. I think it's 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes. No, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sorry. 1 out now.
The old Tommy Vince.
Here's the pitch. That is fouled back. Three balls, 2 strikes. These all-out coaches are not happy, folks. I love it. Coach Robert got thrown out last game, so I can empathize with these all-out coaches. Here's the pitch. That got him right in the hip. I mean, if you're going to put a dude on, that's the way to do it, you know? So, obviously, you don't want to put base runners on, but if you're going to put them on, that's how you do it. Swing and a miss for strike 1. So 1 out here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Pirates still lead 4-3. Runner on first base for all out. He takes off. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
He came over the plate. That's my first. He came across the plate.
So the batter, yep.
Nice job, Luke. Get a boy. He came across the plate.
Yep. So the batter swung the bat and he stepped in front of the plate, and Luke threw the ball, could not throw the ball. He attempted to, but could not. So the hitter is out. Runner has to go back to first base, and the all-out coaches are not happy. So not the best inning if you're an all-out coach. All right, folks, so 2 outs.
Well, except those were correct at all.
That brings up another hitter for all out, and he is definitely going all out when it comes to gear. He's got green batting gloves, a green and gold shin guard, because I bet he hits pretty hard foul balls off of those. That's what it is. Ninja Turtle themed gloves and shin guard, and a different color sliding mitt. I bet you doesn't even slide head first. Parker comes set. I think he's going to throw. No. That's in there for strike 1. One count, 2 outs, runner on second base. 4-3 Pirates here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch. In there for strike 2. This hitter got some good instructions. Good instructions from his dad. The instruction was swing the bat. Here's the pitch. He swung the bat on that one, so he listened to dad, swung the bat, and fouled it out of play. Really good parent coaching there, folks. Really good. Same instruction there again of swing the bat. I think that's helpful, especially if the ball's in the dirt or over his head. Really good instruction. Parker throws back to second base, runner's back. Parker's just letting him know he's thinking about him. Parker takes a look in. He comes set. Here's the pitch. That's hit back up the middle, but Brenner is there to field it cleanly, makes a throw, and gets the third out of the inning. So the Pirates give up no runs on one hit. All Out leaves one man stranded. We head into the I don't even know. Sorry, there's so much going on, folks. Normally I'm out of the riffraff of this Pirates crowd, but I'm right in the middle of it right now, and it's really distracting. I'm just kidding. They're not riffraff. I love all of them, but it is hard to call a game right in the middle of the fans. We might have to start doing some in-game interviews. You know, while we've got some time, big shout out to my wife for calling the game last week. I had to head to the airport after the first game last Sunday. So thanks to Andrea for a seamless call on the second game.
I don't like this currency time we're in. Some places I go, they're like card only. Some places cash only. We got to make up our mind. I've never had cash.
Yeah, it's really hard, folks. I get distracted. I'm listening to other people's conversations. I want to join into those conversations. And then I realize that I haven't said anything for like 30 seconds. So apologies for the long moments of silence. I'm trying hard. We also got started late here. The game didn't get started late. Our broadcast got started late because our IT department was not here. Substitute IT department filled in the best she could, but she's really a photographer at heart and doesn't know a ton about IT. So she did what she could. She did a good job, but now we're live. I had a lot we were going to talk about today, but there's too much conversation otherwise, so we're going to have to wait. There may be a little bit better opportunity in the second game to talk about all the things that I want to talk about. Had some good stuff. Tariffs are on the top of the list, mostly because I had to pay $10 to get into this place.
That's a money laundering scheme.
Yeah, so coming out of this riffraff crowd is the claim that it's a money laundering scheme. I could not agree more. It's all cash. You got to pay cash when you get here. Who knows where the cash goes? We're playing at the Banditos complex, so if that tells you anything, it should tell you that they're doing something they shouldn't be. And again, I'm kidding. This is not a riffraff crowd. All right, here we go. KP Kelby Pittman up with a fresh count. Here's the pitch. That is above his head for ball one. So Kelby was up. He had 2 strikes on him last inning, but Ty got thrown out at second, so he starts this inning with a fresh count, 1-0, top half of the 4th inning. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. That is in there for strike 1. So this all-out team kind of got the same colors as the old Houston Oilers. Not quite the same shade of blue, but it reminds me of them. Here's the pitch. That one's popped high down the third base line. Catcher's coming over. New life for Kelby. Catcher does not make the catch. I think he did go all out, though, for that one. Sorry, folks. It's too easy. It's too easy. All right, pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. That's upstairs for ball 2. 2-2 count. The only thing better than baseball team names that I don't like are made-up English words. So when you combine those two, it's great. Here's the pitch. That one's upstairs for ball 3. Irregardless of what you think, just in case you didn't catch that joke, irregardless is not a word. Here's the pitch. Kelby hits that one into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. You know, I've noticed something, folks. I'm going to talk to the coaches about this, but none of these Pirates really round first base on a base hit like they should. I think a lot of it is because the first baseman's standing right there. I think these guys should just run through the first baseman. Anyway, that brings up Henry Poole is here. He flew out to deep right center his last time up. He's going to be looking to hit one hard in a gap somewhere. Second baseman's playing basically on top of second base. Henry squares around. He pulls it back. Kelby gets down. Throw is a good throw and in time, but Kelby is able to get around the tag, slide in safely for his 23rd stolen base of the season. That pitch was a called strike.
Remarkable how little I pay attention when I'm not scoring. Oh, he'll be right back.
Here's the pitch. So last night, I threw batting practice to these boys, and Henry hit one out on me, which is cool, except for I was actually trying to get him out last night. So I think he's surpassed my baseball abilities. Here's the pitch. Henry fouls that one back. Looked like it was a changeup. He was a little bit out in front.
You got it, center of the ball.
1-2 count, Henry. He's going to be looking to protect, just get something in play. Base hit should score a run. Pitcher jumps off of the rubber and spins around. Doesn't throw the ball, though. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball 2. 2-2 to Henry. Kelby's on second base, nobody out, top of the 4th inning. Pirates lead 4-3. Here's the pitch. That's upstairs for ball 3. So after getting down 1-2, Henry able to work the count back to 3-2. Still got to protect, but this pitcher's got to be careful too, unless he wants to give up a no-out walk. I don't know if he can actually control that a whole lot. Here's the pitch. Henry fouls that one. He turned on that one. Almost hit Coach Ryan in the face. I think Ryan would have probably caught it, but pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. Henry hits that one hard to the left side. To the shortstop, fields it. Kelby advances, and Henry is safe at first. So that throw went into the dugout. Henry gets the RBI and advances to second base on the throw. That brings up Clint.
Like we talked about, Clint.
Henry gets his lead off a second. Pirates lead 5-3 now. Here's the pitch. That is apparently on the outside corner for called strike 1.
That's not you, but that one.
It's tough to tell from where I'm sitting, but it looked like it was pretty far outside. Here's the pitch. Clint hits that one right back to the pitcher. Catches Henry off of second base. So line drive, double play there for all out. To quick outs. Eases up the pressure on this all-out team. That brings up Preston, a.k.a. the Lumberjack. Looking to chop some wood with those batting gloves. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball one. I renamed him Lumberjack. Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. That is on the outside corner for strike one. Wind's blowing pretty hard here, folks. Blowing straight in from right field now. We're blowing in from center earlier on. Shifted a little bit. Here's the pitch. It's down low for ball two. It was a cold wind last week. It's a nice warm wind this week. Say nice. It's not going to be nice in about a month. Here's the pitch. Preston fouls that one straight off the catcher's face and off the umpire's head. 2-2 count. Pitcher shakes off 3 different pitches, so apparently he's got a 4-pitch arsenal. Here's the pitch. He hung that curveball. Preston hit it hard, but right at the right fielder for the 3rd out of the inning. I don't even know what that, I called it a curveball, but he shook off 3 pitches before that, so I don't know, maybe it was a slurve or something. So Pirates score one run on 2 hits, I believe. Yeah, 2 hits. They leave nobody stranded. We head into the bottom of the 4th inning. Pirates 5, all out 3. All right, defensively, we haven't talked about any defensive changes so far in the game. Travis is now on the mound. Ties at 3rd. Brenner's at short. Dashes at 2nd. Preston's making his way over to 1st. Kelby's in left. Parker's in center. And Will is in right. Luke's behind the plate, by the way. I can't remember if I said that or not.
Who did you say, Paul Skeen? Clint randomly last night was asking me he wanted to go see Paul Skeen pitch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm like, okay. I'd love to. When Pittsburgh's in town. Hey, have you got tickets?
Yeah, we went saw him last year, Tommy. He was amazing.
I saw you guys. Yeah, Pirates. Yeah.
He's unreal.
He was fun to watch.
We won that game. We won that game because as soon as he came out.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, this year's looks like it's gonna be a rebuilding year.
At least when I'm playing the freaking Dodgers, we didn't.
That's true.
Like,
That's
true.
true.
The Padres, Dodgers, and
I'm glad someone else other than the Yankees is able to stack the team though.
no,
That's the thing. Nobody should be able to beat it.
All right, folks, we're back in the action now. Travis taking the hill. He comes set. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball one. Lots of baseball happening out here at Premier Sports Texas, folks. Come enjoy it. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball two.
I don't know how you lose that game. You out hit him by 5 hits. They give you 2 errors. And you still blow it.
A little bit of life in that all-out dugout. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike one. Travis comes back with a strike after throwing 2 balls. He comes set, steps off, Didn't like something. Travis looks in with his entire face covered. Here's the pitch. That is in there for strike 2. This hitter was already stepping out of the batter's box before that pitch crossed the plate, so was not going to catch that, or was not going to hit that. Sorry, I was looking at Luke. Must have caught it on the palm. He pulled his hand out, was shaking it. Something hurt. Here's the pitch. A little bit low for ball 3. So full count. This leadoff hitter for all out in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Travis steps off. Travis, a.k.a. the Rock Jock. That one's going to stick, folks. I'm telling you. That one's going to stick. Here's the pitch. That one's hit hard, but right at Preston. He fields it cleanly and makes the first out of the inning. He starts the ball around the horn. Let's see. Short to second to third. That is the second successful around the horn for the boys this game. So that's double the amount of times they went around the horn successfully the first game of last tournament. That's a win, folks. Here's the pitch. It's in there for strike 1. Yeah. Travis comes set. Here's the pitch. That is in there for strike 2. Travis living on that outside corner. Hitter doesn't like it. He's not doing himself any favors up there either, folks. I can tell you that much.
He's steamed really well with that.
He does look like a baseball player. He's got neon green and neon blue batting gloves and a neon pink bat that he has not swung yet. He needs to get that coaching from the parent, you know. That's upstairs for ball 1. Still hadn't swung the bat. I think maybe the parent coach has not instructed him to swing the bat yet. That might be why. Foul ball in play, almost hits the on-deck hitter. Nobody even calling out heads up or anything, but that's all right. Travis comes set. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt for ball 2. You know what these uniforms kind of look like? I will tell you after this pitch. Here's the pitch. It's in the dirt for ball 3. These uniforms look like the 1980 St. Louis Cardinals uniforms. That's what they're like. They're not the Houston Oilers. They're the St. Louis Cardinals. Maybe the Expos. That's coming from my son, though, who was not even born when the Expos existed. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. See, we're going around the horn again to third, first. Ty not quite sure what to do. Throws it to Dash at second, who throws it to Brenner, who throws it to Preston, and that is 3 successful trips around the horn, with the third one being the slowest. We're getting some commentary from the peanut gallery here, folks. I like all of it. I'm not saying we shouldn't get it. I'm just saying we're getting it. First pitch was a ball, I think. Here's the pitch. That one's hit deep into left center. Parker unable to run that one down. He gets to it quickly, though. There's going to be a play at second. Dash tags him out. Great throw there by Parker, showing the gun from center field. Good tag by Dash. And that's the second assist of this game for these Pirates. I don't know if it's technically an assist. But bad base running, good defense results in an out. Pirates give up no runs on one hit. Base runner gets thrown out trying to get an extra base on that one. We head into the top of the fifth. Pirates 5, all out 3.
Yeah.
Backstop short, wall short. Oh yeah, it makes it so fun. No one's double clutching, like it's bang bang. It's fun to watch. I wish it was exactly like so there was no time. Like if you bobble it, that's it. You don't get a chance to make a play. They gotta get rolling down the tracks, you know. Yeah, as long as it's not right.
Another new pitcher for all out, folks.
Not quitter.
I can't tell. I think the pitcher and the second baseman are twins. They're number 5 and 6, and they're wearing the same pair of glasses. They look pretty similar. All signs point to twins, but I don't know. All right, here we go. Dash is leading off. He squares around the bunt. Almost bunted that into his face. He picks it up after the foul ball and throws it back to the catcher. So Dash doing everything today. Here's the pitch. It's in there for a called strike. So 0-2 to Dash. He's swinging an icon. He's told me a couple times that his dad won't buy him an icon, but he really wants one. Here's the pitch. Fouled off.
There you go, Dash. Stay left.
Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. Dash fouls that one off too. So great job so far at this at bat by Dash. Staying alive.
Straight it out, Dash. You got it. Doesn't matter.
Here's the pitch. That is outside for ball 1. Oh, folks, I'm not going to say anything about Dash's socks. I'm going to let the crowd tell me what might be wrong. But there's something wrong with them. Dash hits that one hard into right center. That's going to get down for a base hit. Dash not only hit the ball well, but that's the first good piece of base running I've seen. He actually rounded first base hard. Could have run through the first baseman who was standing on first base. He chose not to. Stepped on the back of the bag and rounded it. So good job all around. Leadoff hit. Good base running. Dash is on first. That brings up Ty, the hit guy, Brockman. Pitcher comes set, throws over to first base. Dash back in plenty of time. Pitcher throws back over to first. Not in time. Not even close. Here's the pitch. Dash takes off. Ty squares around with a fake bunt. Catcher bobbles it again. Gets mad at himself. Catcher's taller than a grown man.
Yeah.
Dash is on second base. That's his 21st stolen base of the season. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball 2. 2-0 to Ty. 5-3 Pirates here in the top half of the 5th inning. No outs. Runner on second base. That is in there for a strike.
Hey, look this one.
Pitcher comes set. Here's the pitch. Ty hits a little chopper to the pitcher. He's going to be safe. And Dash advances on the play. So Ty with a little dribbler, basically a swinging bunt, does the job, advances the runner, and Ty with the hustle play down to first base is safe. Runners on first and third, nobody out. That brings up Parker. Had a great bunt last time up. Here's the pitch. Outside for high and outside for ball one. Ty steals with no throw. Third baseman's not even thinking about holding any base runners on. I think he actually wants to play shortstop instead of third base, but here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike one. It's funny because the last time Parker was up, he bunted it down the third base line, but they're apparently not in on the scouting report. Parker's going to bunt again here. Here's the pitch. I was wrong, but he hit it hard in the gap. So Parker with some good base running there too, by the way. So I was talking about where the third baseman was playing. He's playing basically the shift was on. We'll say that, and Parker still found the hole. He hit that one hard. Good job, Parker. That brings up Brenner, a.k.a. Vlad Guerrero the third. Parker takes off in the middle of nothing happened. So that was a very slow play, folks. Parker took off jogging. Pitcher didn't even look over. Kind of threw a very slowly spinning curveball. And we're back in the action. That's outside for ball two. Brenner's hitting .985 in the fifth inning or later with runners on second and third and nobody out. We like his chances here. When Travis is hitting behind him, that average goes up to 1,000. He's a perfect 1,000 in those situations. Here's the pitch. It's outside for ball three.
Make it good, make it good.
Throwback gets past. Oh, I'm sorry, folks. So this pitcher is number 56. I thought he was just number 6. Here's the pitch. It's in there for a called strike. I don't think they're twins. They're just wearing the same pair of glasses.
I think these are transition lenses.
They are definitely transition lenses. Who was the NBA guy that would wear transition lens? He was on the commercials. Here's the pitch. That's could have hit Brenner, but he got out of the way. So the pitcher and the second baseman are wearing transition lenses. I would have loved to have seen some those Horace Grant rec specs. That would have been fantastic. If you're listening to this broadcast, you know who Horace Grant is. My son is sitting next to me. He's like, who in the world is Horace Grant? Infield is in. Bases are loaded. Travis, a.k.a. the Rock Jock, is up. Here's the pitch. Travis hits that one hard at the third baseman, who throws it home for the out. So Travis hit that one hard, but right at the third baseman. He throws home for the first out of the inning. Bases still loaded, 1 out. 6-3 Pirates. Luke Lunar Landers, a.k.a. the White Michael Jordan. He's 2 for 2 on the day with a single and a double. Here's the pitch. It's outside. Ball one. Here's the pitch. Luke hits that one hard. That's going to get into right field. 1 run is going to score. Throw to first is not in time. 2 runs are going to score. Travis is going to advance to third, and Luke advances to second. So Luke with a 2 RBI single. He's 3 for 3 on the day. Pirates lead 8-3.
Team dinner at the Landers house.
That brings up Will the Thrill Hall. Here's the pitch. Will hits that one hard, but right at the second baseman. He's going to drive in a run. So Will, first pitch swinging, ropes one, but right at the second baseman. Travis scores on the play. Pirates lead 9-3. 2 outs. That brings up KP Kelby Pittman. Here's the pitch. High and inside for ball 1.
Let's see it, Callie. You got this.
Here's the pitch. Kelby swings and misses for strike 1. Good cut there by Kelby. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Kelby looking to put something in play here. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Here's the pitch. It's inside. Kelby could have worn it. Could have wore it. Could have worn it. My English is bad too, folks. Sorry. I did sound like my wife there. Kelby could have worn it. Sorry. And Luke gets picked off at third. Well, Pirates score 4 runs on 4 hits. They leave no one stranded. We head into the bottom half of the 5th inning. Pirates 9, all out 3. Defensively, let's see what we got. Ty is on the mound. Travis is back behind the plate. Preston's throwing the discus at first base. Clint's at second. Dash was on the field, but now he's running off. Don't know what's going on there. Henry looks like he's playing either third or short. I can't tell. So, okay, so Dash is at short. Dash was on the field, off the field. Now he's back on the field. He's at short. So that means Henry's at third. I can't. Brenner's in left. Parker's in center. Kelby's in right. Yeah, I said that. They got arcade games out here, folks. So if your kids don't get enough video games at home, bring them out to the ballpark. Let them play arcade games. I actually do like arcade games. I'm not a big video game guy, but there's something about an arcade game where you got to put quarters in, and then, you know, you got to play really well to keep playing. I used to get about, I don't know, probably $5 to go to the arcade, and once I ran out, I was out. So I got fairly decent at some arcade games. Sunset Riders was my favorite. Anyone who grew up in the 90s probably remembers Sunset Riders. That was a great arcade game. Here's the first pitch of this inning. That one's hit sky high into left field. Sorry, into center field. Parker's there for the first out of the inning. So one pitch, one out. We like to talk about it here on KNOW. That is efficiency. There's the pitch. Popped up down the first base line. Preston is over. He makes the grab. Great job by Preston running toward the wall. He's going to throw it around. Let's see if they can do it. And they do. That's 4 times around the horn in one game, folks. That's more than they did the entire tournament last weekend. Congratulations to this Pirates infield.
Yes.
So 2 pitches, 2 outs.
Not against Christmas.
We're not going to jinx it, but 2 pitches, 2 outs. That's all I'm going to say. The quickest that we actually have had a 1-pitch, 3-out inning before. We loaded the bases. I only really remember a lot about it because Henry pitched, but loaded the bases. Henry came into pitch. He threw 1 pitch, line drive to third base. Ty caught the line drive, stepped on third base for the 2nd out, and then threw it to, I believe, Brenner was covering second base, even though he's playing shortstop, for a triple play. So 1 pitch, 3 outs.
They even put some neon colored markings on the edge of this.
It's the only triple play I've ever seen in a real live baseball game. All right, we had some equipment issues. Our main equipment guy isn't here, so Coach Robert's having to fill in. He's able to solve the problem, though. Great job there, Coach Robert. Anyone looking for a new equipment guy, give Robert a call. Here's the pitch. That's hit up the middle, kind of bounces, Dash fields it. He makes the throw for the 3rd out of the game, for the 3rd out of the inning. That, folks, is an immaculate inning. 3 pitches and 3 outs. Great job. Great job there by the Pirates. Really terrible hitting there, or at least really terrible plate approaches by All Out. Down 6 runs in your last inning. You don't really want to be swinging first pitch, all 3 hitters. But that's what they did. Game is over. Thanks for listening. We'll be back in about 15 minutes.